We are opening it up. We're getting ready to go live at about 3 o'clock. So that gives us about 3 minutes. Hope you guys are doing well. I really am so appreciative of how you responded to yesterday's reading and your love of books and your love of literature. I posted also on my page that High Points Public Library is going to do kids yoga tomorrow. They'll be streaming kids yoga tomorrow, so that'll be interesting to watch as well. This is fun for me because all these books I have collected while my son was a child, and I was writing my own books as well, but I collected all these books and I still have them, and they're very precious because they're signed by my friends and people that I know, and they're local authors. And sometimes we don't hear as much about the local folks and know just how many people locally are writing such good books. So I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see who's coming in the room. Let's see. Hey, Robin, you're back. I'm so glad. Hey, Lee, how are you? I hope you tagged your daughter. I forgot to do the tag, so go ahead and tag her. Hey, Ellen, I got the books. You were my girl today. So, and Trina, you're back. Thank you for coming back. One of the things, Ellen, I asked Trina to do yesterday, and I'll be asking all my authors to do, is at some point in this, tag and write how people can get your book, how people can find you and get your book. Ellen and I have been friends as long as I've been writing books, actually, and she's given me some of the best business advice and writing advice that I've ever gotten from another human being. So other than that, don't like her at all. No, I'm kidding. She's one of my favorite humans ever. And meeting Freckles today is going to be real exciting for all of us, I think. And so, Ellen, I hope I do it justice. I really hope I do it justice. So, okay, guys. So one of the things I want to talk about today, authors. Those are the people that write the books. So when your teachers ask you, you're going to be able to tell them who writes the books and who draws the pictures. The one who draws the pictures, that person is called the illustrator. So in this case, we're going to talk about Freckles, and we're talking two illustrators, okay? We've got Carol Schwartz, who did Freckles on the Beach, and then David Stanley, who did the pictures for the first Freckles book that we're going to read. So Freckles is this cool little dog. This is the coolest dog ever. This dog is friendly and kind and wonderful and just doing nice things for people all the time. And if you know Ellen, if you know the author, you understand that this is going to be the nicest dog in the world because she's the nicest person in the world. So it is now 3 o'clock and the appointed hour. So let's get started. Let's get started talking about Freckles. All right. First of all, you guys take a look. There's Freckles. Freckles looks like he can scamper and run and play with the best of them. Hey, Wayne, glad you could join us. Aw, I'm excited too. I'm glad you guys have come back. That is so awesome. So, Freckles, we had to meet him first of all to know who Freckles was. So here we go. Not long ago, in a place not far from here, there lived a family of 7 puppies. They stayed with their mother until they grew big enough and strong enough to go out on their own, explore the world, and make new friends. All the puppies look forward to that day, especially Freckles. See? That's where they were living. And there they are with their mommy. I'll try to get it closer so you guys can see. All the puppies now. You guys tell me, are you counting 7? I think I see 7. And they're cute too. Everybody loves puppies. I love puppies. All right, so let's see what happens when they're old enough to go out on their own. Finally, the big day arrived. The puppies rode in a rusty old pickup truck down the road toward the city. The road was bumpy. The puppies bounced back and forth from side to side. They were having so much fun. They didn't notice Freckles bouncing out of the truck and onto the road. Look at that. See, they're having so much fun. And then over on the other side, bouncy, 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 bouncy. There's Freckles. He made his way down to the road. Hey, Tangy, thank you for joining us. Appreciate your being here. Ouch! When Freckles looked up, he saw the truck was still rambling down the road. Hadn't stopped to get him. Nobody noticed, remember? Stop! Freckles said, and he jumped up and chased the truck until his little legs couldn't run anymore. He watched the truck drive out of sight. That little tired puppy wandered into the forest to find a quiet place to rest. Soon he was fast asleep. All right, and here you can see Freckles. He tried as hard as he could to catch that truck, but have you been able to catch something moving? I don't think so. His little legs wouldn't let him do it. So then he was so tired he just found a place in the forest and he curled up and he took a nap. He fell asleep. So what do you think happened? I don't know. Let's read on and find out. Howl! Howl! Well, that loud noise startled Freckles. When he opened his eyes, he saw it was already nighttime. Howl! Howl! Freckles' ears perked up. What's that? Look at her little ears. They're way up there. It's like, what is that noise? Well, Freckles was a little curious too. So, the frightened little puppy crept toward the sound coming from the other side of the bushes. As he pulled the branches apart, his eyes grew wide with wonder. He saw a pack of dogs in a circle, howling at the moon. Oh boy, maybe they can help me. So he jumped through the bushes and ran to meet the dogs. There they are, howling at the moon. Can you guys make your howling sounds? Mine probably weren't that good, but they're the best I've got, so we'll just go with that, okay? All right. Hello, he said in his most grown-up voice. My name is Freckles. Well, the dogs turned to him and flashed snarly grins. I'm Gruff, and we're the big wild dogs, said the biggest and toughest looking dog. Well, I'm lost and don't know what to do, said Freckles. Said Gruff. We know our way around the forest. I guess we could make room for one more dog. But you will have to follow our rules and do as we do. Got it? Well, sure, I can do that, said Freckles. It's kind of dark, so they're kind of looking at him and making sure he's going to follow their rules. You guys think that's going to be a good idea? I don't know. Let's keep reading and find out. Okay, said Gruff. Then come on over and meet my friends. This is Spot, Shaggy, Tiny, Rocky, and Sprout. And there they all were, saying greetings. Hello, welcome, good to see you. They were all saying hi to Freckles. Well, out of sight and up in the tree sat wise old Owl. The owl knew about these dogs. All the forest animals seemed to be afraid of them and hid whenever they came around. The owl watched Freckles follow the big wild dogs deeper into the forest to the campsite where they lived. You guys see the wise old owl watching? He's up in the trees there. And he's watching to see what they're going to do. Doesn't sound like the wise old owl likes those big wild dogs a lot. But we'll see. Freckles quickly learned the tricks of the big wild dogs. He learned how to scare the forest animals, wreck their houses, eat their food. Wow. Not so nice what Freckles was learning now, was it? Freckles howled and barked at the moon just like the others. Nothing scared Freckles. He learned to act tough and rough. Now he felt like a big wild dog. I got excited. I was going too fast on my pages. One cold winter day, Freckles and the other big wild dogs scared a family of raccoons and took their dinner. As the dogs ran back to their camp, Freckles heard something that made him stop. He turned and saw Mother Raccoon and her 5 babies, hungry and crying. Freckles had never thought about how the forest animals felt when the big wild dogs came around. Freckles felt bad that he had scared the raccoon family and taken their dinner. So Freckles hung his head and disappeared into the forest. There's the raccoon family. And you can see when Freckles heard them crying, he hung his head and went down into the woods. Poor Freckles. and that poor family. Wonder what Freckles is going to do. When Freckles got back to the camp, the big wild dogs looked angry. "Where have you been?" barked Gruff. "You always follow us. That's the rule." "But Gruff, I saw Mother Raccoon and her babies crying. Maybe we shouldn't play tricks on the forest animals," said Freckles. "We don't care about the forest animals, and you shouldn't either. Remember, we are the big wild dogs," said Gruff. Standing tall, Freckles said, "I think we should be nice to the forest animals." So Freckles stood her ground, even though all her so-called friends were big and tough and a little bit mean. Good for Freckles. Ha 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 ha! That's what the big wild dogs did. They broke out into a roar of laughter because Freckles was standing up to them. Freckles knew in his heart that he was right. "I'm leaving," said Freckles. "I don't want to be a big wild dog anymore." Freckles turned and ran away as fast as he could, and he could hear all that laughter going behind him. Bang! Roll! Thump! Looks like Freckles tripped over something, and there he was, flat on his back. As Freckles sat up, he was startled by two big eyes staring at him. "Hello, I'm Wise Old Owl. Who are you?" asked the owl. Now we see those eyes again. "My name is Freckles, and I just left the big wild dogs. I told them I didn't want to play tricks on the forest animals. They laughed and made fun of me, so I left them." "You were wise to leave them," said the owl. "We too wish they would be nice. Would you like to come with me and meet the other forest animals? We'll be your friends and welcome you just the way you are." "Yes, I would like that," Freckles said, happily wagging his tail. Isn't that sweet? The wise old owl put his little wing around Freckles, and I think Freckles may have finally found a real friend. What do you guys think? I don't know. Let's read on and see. With the wise old owl leading the way, Freckles followed close behind. He was excited to meet his new friends and looked forward to the adventures ahead. And what kind of adventures do you think Freckles found? Because that's the end of the first Freckles story. He had a lot to look forward to. And isn't it nice how even if our friends are doing something that's not right, we can stand up and say, "I want to do the right thing"? I like that idea. Think about it, and when you're doing your projects this afternoon, think about what you've done kind for somebody. And if you felt bad about something, how you can make it better. And a lot of times that's your brother and sister. So how can you make it better? How can you be nice? All right. Are we ready for another Freckles adventure? Thumbs up, guys. You guys ready for another one? All right. I'm ready too. Now we're going to read about Freckles and the Great Beach Rescue. Because remember, Freckles is now a nice guy and knows exactly what he's supposed to do and how to do the right thing. So let's see what Freckles does on the beach. And who in the world is Freckles going to rescue? Well, not long ago, on a beach not far from here, Freckles set out on a new adventure. He jumped and played in the soft, squishy sand and chased the cool water as it moved back and forth along the beach. Freckles. He looks pretty happy. He came out of the forest and found the beach. That's a pretty good deal. Crash! Crash! A gigantic wave hit the shore. Freckles ran up into the sand dunes to get away from it. There he saw a little sand crab who was all alone and crying. There he was. Look at that. Don't you guys love big waves crashing onto the beach? And I think we've all run away from them. And so he went up the beach and he found the little sand crab. Hi there, my name's Freckles. What's your name? Hi, replied the little sand crab. I'm Pinch. Well, what's the matter? Why aren't you playing with the others? Asked Freckles. Look at Pinch. See little Pinch right there? And all the tears coming down her sweet little face. Why wasn't Pinch playing with the others? Boo-hoo, cried the little sand crab. The sandpipers won't play with me. They say I'm too small and can't run as fast as they can. They tell me I keep them from having fun and will get washed out into the ocean if I play with them near the water. Ooh-hoo-hoo. That would make me sad if people told me I couldn't play with them. So sad. So what would Freckles do? Well, let's see. Let's keep reading and see. That doesn't sound like a nice thing to say, said Freckles. How would you like to come play with me? I don't know how much about the beach since I'm new here. Well, I guess I could do that, said Pinch. And he wiped away his tears. That sounds like it might be fun. Great, then let's go, said Freckles, as he ran back toward the water. Look at that. Just by saying, will you play with me, Freckles stopped Pinch from crying. That was a very nice thing to do. We like Freckles, the new Freckles, not the big wild dog, because that wasn't Freckles. That wasn't the real Freckles. Freckles learned many things about the beach from his new friend. They played seaweed catch and bury my feet. They built grand sand castles and collected beautiful seashells. Pinch even showed Freckles how he could hear the ocean in a big shell. Freckles didn't mind it at all that Pinch ran a little slower than he did. In fact, he hardly even noticed. And when you're having a lot of fun, you don't notice that people are different. Look, seaweed catch, burying your paws and feet in the sand. Look at that sand castle. How'd you like to build one of those? And then listening to the ocean from the seashells. Freckles was having a blast, and I think Pinch was too. Well, late one afternoon, the sky turned dark. A big storm was approaching, and the waves grew taller. Freckles and Pinch heard a faint cry coming from the water's edge. They looked across the beach and saw baby sea turtles trapped in a fishing net that had washed up on shore. Oh my goodness, look, it's getting dark, and the waves are getting a little tougher. And there they are, the little sea turtles. What do you think the sea turtles said? Well, they said, help, 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 please help us, help, 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 help. Oh no, the baby turtles can't get to the ocean to swim away, said Pinch. Well, come on, we have to help them get free. Let's go, said Freckles. Pinch froze. Yeah, he froze because of the bad things people had told him before. He couldn't move even one claw. He remembered what the sandpiper said about the waves washing him away. The net and the turtles were dangerously close to the water. Pinch, Pinch, they need our help, pleaded Freckles. No, I can't. I'm scared, said Pinch. And Pinch stood there frozen. What was Freckles going to do? And what would Pinch do? Let's see. Freckles pulled at the net as hard as he could, but it was too much work for him to do alone. There wasn't much time before the big storm hit. Freckles kept encouraging Pinch. Come on, I know you can do it, Pinch. The baby turtles need us, he said. He just kept encouraging his buddy. Will it work? Oh, I hope so. Those baby turtles need to get out in the ocean. Maybe I can do it, thought Pinch. He took a deep breath and then bravely went down to the water's edge to cut an opening in the net with his strong claws. Well, imagine that. He created an opening that and Freckles was able to pull it back and allow the turtles to crawl free. The storm reached the shore just as the turtles swam safely into the ocean. And what do you think the turtles said? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You saved us. Thank you so much. And all the little turtles got free and they were safe. Thanks to Freckles, but really thanks to Pinch, because he had those little pinchers and they were able to cut that net open and get his friends free. How wonderful was that? So I wonder what happened next. Well, the storm ended and the sun came out, shining brightly over the water. Freckles and the beach friends gathered around, celebrating the successful rescue with claps and cheers. They gave an extra special cheer for Pinch because Pinch overcame his fear and he helped someone else in need. Yay, Pinch. So cool. And I think Freckles was a little proud of and for his friend. Then a hush fell over the party. The sandpipers approached looking embarrassed. Wings, the oldest sandpiper, stepped forward and said, Pinch, you may be slower than us, but you used your strong claws to help free the turtles. You kept encouraging him. He was afraid. I wish I had done the same. And that's what he said to Freckles. Well, we all have special strengths and abilities, said Freckles. Sometimes they just aren't apparent at first. Well, that's true. Then Freckles smiled and said, let's play a game of seaweed catch before it gets too dark. Great idea, said Pinch. I'll race you to the water. Everyone laughed and enjoyed the first of many games together on the beach. And guess what? The sandpipers and everyone else didn't have any problems playing with Pinch and Freckles ever again. Thank you, Ellen Lloyd Bryant, for such a beautiful story. 2 beautiful stories, in fact. And thank you guys for listening. I am going to, when I come off of here, I will read all your comments and answer them. I'm also working to get all of these on a YouTube channel so it's easier to share, easier to go back in case we're not friends on Facebook. Because this is important. This is important for our kids. This is important for us. Just so we're spreading joy and spreading kindness. And I'm always amazed at how many amazing authors we have right in our backyard. So tomorrow, I think we might be able to get to 3 stories. Okay? I've got Ladine Hayes, who wrote Ricky Tikki Tavi. How's that for a name? And this is for our older kids. This is for a little older because it comes in 3 parts. It's still a pretty easy story to read, and you guys will enjoy it. But bring your big brother and sister, and we can listen to that one with them. I've also got Treats. This one I'm excited about. This one is by Jay Kennerly, and it's exciting. And we got another puppy in this one, and they say really good things about moms, so I think I like this story a lot. Good things about moms. And then Grandma's Pet Snake. This is actually a folk tale brought to life in art by Marianne Sullivan. And it is such a cool little story. I can't wait for you guys to hear that. So we will have 3 tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoyed Freckles today. Ellen, if you don't mind, I don't know if you've already posted how they can get in touch with you and find out more. Because guys, Tell your teachers about these stories, because these are stories I want to see in our school libraries. Local people you can put your hands on. All these authors do school visits. They come to schools, they talk. They're funny, they're entertaining. Teachers, thank you so much for being there. And I know there are a few of you out there. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate what you're doing. And I know this distance learning isn't easy, but guess what? We're your community, and we're going to help you too. So anyway, thank you guys. I so enjoyed it. I will see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. We've got 3 stories, so be on time. Love you guys. Have a great afternoon.